Religion, The Real Matrix, the book based on African spirituality and mythology from ancient Kemet or Egypt. Written by author Heru Ifangbemi, the book shows that all Western religions, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, plagiarize from African spiritual systems to come up with their religions. Buy the book on Amazon. Link is in the description box. Let's go. Promote your brand here at Viral Hip Hop News. Hit me, Sam Ant, at dlsmediainc1@gmail.com. dlsmediainc1@gmail.com. Let's go.
Right. Yeah, you made some strong videos about Phil Jackson. You know, can you talk about that and expound on that when him pretty much not wanting to watch or be involved with the NBA because he said it's too political now?
I barely want to watch. It's all virtue signals. It's a strip. It's a script. We want LeBron James and the Lakers because LeBron James is the leader of the NBA.
Right.
They're not going to not have LeBron in the playoffs. It's big business. We got to understand that it's business. And so to have guys that make $30 million kneel on the ground, to me, it's an insult. But for the people who built Black Wall Street, for the ancestors who built Black Wall Street, they had less and they did more. You got guys that are promised $200 and $300 million. And instead of getting up and creating hedge funds with the guys that's on their team, they're kneeling down and going to the strip club. Ooh. This is all virtue signaling.
Yeah.
America is for sale. Cabrini Green got sold. White people control it. They're walking dogs all around Cabrini Green. I know people get mad at the jokes that I make, but I'm telling the truth. You guys are in New York. Brooklyn has been regentrified. White folks can walk shih tzus up the street without being shot. You guys couldn't.
Yeah.
They just sold O-Block. They're strategically putting Black people in places that they run the property value down with violence. White people are buying it up, and then moving you to another neighborhood to do the same thing. And it's all spin-off of money. When you shoot and you kill, you're going to jail. The prison, the pipeline system is real, and it's alive because we want to be slaves. We keep saying slavery was the worst thing in the world. Your 13th Amendment, when you get arrested, you are a slave.
Right.
We want to be slaves. We glorify slavery. Everybody who goes to jail and is a criminal, he's a real nigga. I guarantee you next year, they're going to come out with another street documentary highlighting some Black dude who came from poverty, that some white dude or some Spanish dude gave them money, or the government gave them drugs. They sold it. They was allowed to sell it for a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
They destroyed and desecrated your community. And then that person goes to jail. They make movies out of it. The person who went through the movie don't make no money. The white folks make all the money. We're here to be the cattle that they make money off of. Where's the Black distribution? We always talk about Wakanda. Show me somewhere that Black people can go and distribute their Black stuff on a Black network. We got Oprah, we got P. Diddy, we got Jay-Z, we got Beyonce, we got all these people we so happy about that they got money.
Right.
They know better than to spend money in the places that will help change Black folks. They go build a school to virtue signal. What happens at those schools? They're being indoctrinated. They're not being taught to go compete with Grant Cardone. They're not being taught to go compete with Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. They're not being taught that. They're being taught to go buy chains. They're being taught to throw money in the air. In our Black community, what looks good and what looks rich to us is shiny and gold. That's all they give us is glitz and glamour, shiny and gold. They don't give you the guy that go get a bunch of cement trucks and his cement business is killing.
Right.
He makes $1 million a year. They give you the guy that's having sex with a bunch of women and spending $2-3 million a year to do so. That's fail at the end of the day. And so all of our community is being taught liabilities and fail. You got guys that make $30-40 million and no one competes with Grant Cardone. You have Devin George, who's doing a great thing. The NBA don't highlight Devin George. The NBA doesn't highlight Jamal Mashburn. I want you guys to go look up the business that Jamal Mashburn, a former NBA player, has done. They will never highlight Jamal Mashburn, but they'll highlight when John Morant brings a gun to a strip club. They'll highlight that. The average athlete, after 5 years of playing in the NBA, making millions of dollars, they go broke. The NBA has a slogan that says NBA cares. Why haven't they rectified that situation? When most former athletes work in the back of a warehouse or they're driving trucks for some trucking company because they're hiding from society now because you guys look at them as some celebrity.
Yeah, seen that real quick. Jamal Mashburn owns over 80 franchises.
Say that one more time, brother.
Jamal Mashburn owns over 80 franchises from what I'm looking at.
So if the NBA cares, and you know that the average of 5 years that most athletes go broke, why isn't Jamal Mashburn front headlining center at the NBA meetings on TV teaching these players financial literacy? Most NBA players have no business. You just saw D'Angelo Russell try to show the relationship that he had with a business. He tried to show the drink. Because think about it, they control your likeness. I wasn't wrong about anything I said when I first came out. The NBA, they control your likeness. That's money. And when you go and try to make a deal outside of the NBA, you can't show a product. Imagine how many, like when boxers fight, they can put a billboard on their back while they're fighting. So because so many people get to view that, the viewership, that boxer gets paid. So if an NBA player was allowed to put things on his jersey, things on his shoes, just go into a post-game interview with their product, that NBA player would make that money. But that's not going to happen in the NBA. They're going to make sure they control your money.
Yep. You spoke on John Morant, and I wanted to bring that up because that was a good point. As far as influence, like you mixed everything in kind of perfect how I wanted to even articulate the question, because you see, obviously, that young brother's influenced by hip-hop culture, the violence, the glitz, the glamour of it. He's not a bad dude. He was raised in a good household. I mean, his father's sitting courtside every day. His brother's not the street dude that they try to portray him to be, but that's the influence. If he were to go out and promote like Kyrie did, or like we see Jamal Mashburn's doing, or D'Angelo Russell, how do you think that NBA star would be looked at if he were to, in fact, kind of switch it around and not go by the influence that are forcing him to do the things and act out the way he is, but actually went and promote? And eventually he might. He's 22, 23 years old. He's still learning. But what do you think about that aspect on how a lot of these young athletes are influenced by the negative culture that is being disseminated to us through hip hop, music, whatever the case may be?
It's a gift and a curse, because the reason why we like John Morant, because he looks like the culture. He looks like one of your kids. He looks like a neighbor of yours. But most of these kids only want to see somebody crash out. And if John Morant stay on the path that he's on, he's going to crash out.
Yeah.
To me, in our community, we have a economic envy of black people. It's okay for a white guy to have a Rolls Royce. Johnny Depp can ride around in a Rolls Royce in any neighborhood, won't nobody rob him. Yeah. But if you and I ride around in certain neighborhoods, it's internalized as we're stunting on you. I'm trying to show out. I need to give back somehow. I could be giving back by just, the reason why I wanted to be successful is because I saw black strong men be successful, and they told me, I'm not giving you anything. I'm gonna give you the game. I'm gonna tell you how to get what I got. Because in order for you to be a man, you don't take from another. You don't try to be like another. You look at the good aspects of any man, and you can mimic those good qualities. Like Floyd Mayweather. I mean, I can't compete with the dedication that he has, but a guy used to get out of a car while coming back from a club, and he would run home.
Yeah.
This guy was dirt. He grew up dirt poor. And that's what white folks have learned, that grind and that struggle from a kid that grew up dirt poor. Floyd Mayweather, he doesn't do everything right, but if you look at the way he committed himself to a sport to change his life, Floyd Mayweather bought skyscrapers. He bought strip clubs. That's the reason why they want him to look a certain way. This is a professional boxer. If you Google Floyd Mayweather, he's the face of domestic violence. If you Google Floyd Mayweather, domestic violence comes up first. Yeah. And I didn't see one scar on this woman. This is a boxer that I seen put people to bed.
Yep.
When he was Pretty Boy Floyd, he was knocking everybody out, had the highest knockout ratio. But then he gets into an argument with his baby mother that he allegedly want her to run the household like a man wants to. Don't have your friends over. Don't have My house in disarray. I'm paying for everything. And because he's famous, you can use his fame against him. Has anybody seen a picture of, and God rest her soul, have anybody seen a picture of any bruises on his ex-wife or his ex-girl?
Nope.
We watched Dana White slap a woman, his wife, in the face twice.
Yeah.
And no one said anything. There's not a coalition of white women trying to cancel him. There's not a coalition of white women acting like because one woman got slapped, that they all got slapped. What they do to us black men is that they placate towards the emotion of our black women. They've been through a lot. They've had men cheat on them. They had men do a lot of things. And so if Floyd Mayweather slaps his wife, then now he slapped every black woman in the world.
Yeah. Wow.
Dana White is business as usual. He has a slap league, gentlemen.
That's a fact.
The week following him slapping his wife,
Yeah.
he hosted a slap league event.
Damn.
He did not lose one sponsor.
That's deep.